Hi everybody, I'm Amy from the Cauldron, and in today's episode of Dye Time I'm going to be dyeing this 20 grams of White Welsh top, which I got from World of Wool. I've never spun or dyed this fibre type before, so I don't know what I'm in for here. I've got this set up in sort of a low immersion setup, and this has been soaking in water for probably about an hour now. It doesn't need quite that long, but sometimes it's just easier for me to set up my fibre, so set everything up pre-soaking and then getting on and doing other stuff. The dyes that I've picked out to use today are these ones. I've got Silver Grey, Spearmint Breeze and Frozen. They're all acid dyes from Dharma. Don't know if I'm going to use them all yet. We'll see. No, hang on. Right. Got the temperature on low now. I've got my mask on, I've got my gloves on. This is all dedicated dye equipment, and I'm going to try speckling with this. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm very curious to see how speckles spin out on fibre. It's not something I've ever done before, so I just don't know. I have no idea. This one is not silver grey, it's Spearmint Breeze. I've washed my hands, they're completely dry. You can see this is spreading quite a lot. You can see the silver grey is sort of breaking into the blues there. Gonna go in with a little bit of silver grey, not much. There is no acid in here at the moment. This will need acid. Oop. But I haven't put it in yet. That silver grey has spread out a lot more. Well, actually, both of them have spread out a bit. I'm going to add some acid now. I've got my vinegar. When you're dyeing animal fibres like this, you need heat, acid, which you can use citric acid or vinegar, and you need the right dye. So this one I'm using acid dyes. There we go, that was 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Not entirely sure what the best way to go about is now. I want to try and keep those lovely speckles there. I think what I might do is leave this now for maybe about 10 minutes. So it's on a very low heat. I'm going to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't boil dry. And then I might come in and try and speckle with another colour, maybe with the Frozen. I'm not sure. Low immersion isn't the best for speckling, but I'm a little bit reluctant to steam. Maybe I could steam set some fibre. I'm not sure. Second guessing myself here. Right, I'm going to leave it for 10 minutes and then we'll come back. It's been about 10 minutes now, and as you can see the colours have spread out, and I'm still debating about what I should do with this one. I've decided that I am going to steam set another skein of some more fibre, so I am pre-soaking some more there. Look out for that in another video. I think what I'm going to attempt is just see if I can turn this over. Can I turn it over? Probably not. Probably not. This is quite hot. So I think I'm not going to use the Frozen. I think I'm just going to add a bit more Spearmint Breeze. Just going to just lightly put a bit over there. All right, I'm expecting everything to spread out, but hopefully we'll get some lovely blending of the Spearmint Breeze and Silver Grey. Washed my hands, made sure that they're completely dry because I don't want to introduce any moisture into these acid dye pots. There we go. I think that's probably enough now. I'm not going to add any more colour to this. I'm going to leave it. It's on a low heat. It's got plenty of vinegar in there. Yeah, I'm going to leave this to slow immersion. I'm going to leave this to set for probably, I'll come back in about 30 minutes. I'll keep checking to make sure it's, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover this with some foil to try and stop that water evaporating out too much. I don't have a lid for this pan. There we go. And I'm going to keep checking on it, making sure there's still plenty of liquid in there. And we'll check back in about 30 minutes. I have had to top this up with water just because it was getting a little bit low. And it looks like there's still a little bit of colour, possibly in the deepest sections. Maybe not. I'm not sure. There's some nice dark patches. I wonder, maybe that is what happens with the silver grey. And the spearmint breeze is just spread out a lot more. I don't know, but I'm going to turn the heat off because I need these burners for something else I'm doing. I'm going to cover it up again and just let it cool down completely before we check back in and wash it. This fibre has cooled down completely now, and it looks like there may be a hint of green in that water. I'm not too worried. Looks like there's no sort of hint of colour in there, at all. So I'm going to treat this a bit like I do with cotton, and I'm just going to fill this up with water again and just let it sit in the water, let it soak, not letting the water run directly on it, so I don't want to felt it. I'm just going to gently, I've really managed to spread this out. That's quite amazing. Right, I'm just going to let this soak in the water, and I'll change it every 5-10 minutes until I am happy. I'm pretty happy now actually, so I'll probably just do it another probably 2 times, I'm guessing, and then I can hang this out to dry. And here's the finished fibre that I dyed in a sort of low immersion speckle setup. Now, it certainly seems that the green has spread out a lot and the grey has sort of stayed in patches where I put it. I find that's quite interesting actually. I wasn't really expecting that to happen, and I'm just pulling this apart. You can see it's not felted. I was very, very careful with this, and you can see I think all of this fibre has actually got some dye on it. I can't really see any white patches. There are some paler patches for sure, but I can't see any white patches. Sort of, on the sides here, it's a tiny bit harder to pull apart, but it is still draftable. And I am going to go spin this now. And I'm very curious to see how these colours sort of blend together once it's all spun. And here is the finished fibre. I found this fibre very difficult to spin. I kept overspinning it, and I don't know if that is my technique or if this is a particularly tricky fibre to spin. Please let me know if you have spun Welsh top before and if you found it easy or hard. You can see there's quite a lot of places like this where even though I've set the twist, it's still really overspun and keeps twisting back on itself. And that's why it looks quite crinkly, I think. But if we have a little look at the colour, that grey has really blended out, and I quite like sort of this little area like this. It's throughout the yarn, but this particularly where they've just blended so nicely together and made this nice grey-greenish colour, and then compare it to sort of like this where it's mostly just the green. I think it looks lovely, and I think the colours work very nicely together. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Have you spun Welsh top before, and did you find it easy to overspin, or did you just find it easy to spin normally? Let me know. I don't really know anything about this fibre, so any information will be greatly received. I publish a new video every Monday, usually around 6 PM UK time, so make sure you've got your notifications turned on so you never miss a new dyeing tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.